Coming to you live, it's San Miguel TalkStory, a bilingual podcast presented by the San Miguel Storytellers and the San Miguel Literary Sala.
Our next reader is Dene Maria Sebastiana, also known as Dennis Mead Chicali. He was born in New York in 1947. He is a teacher, a shaman, a soul coach, as well as a certified workshop leader and facilitator. Dene is the former executive director of the Mankind Project, an international men's educational and training organization. He has sat in men's circles since 1986 and has led many developmental and leadership trainings for men, as well as workshops for women focused on issues with men, boys, and the masculine. Nathan. He has conducted numerous couples workshops and done family and partnership mediation, conflict resolution, and reconciliation. Dene is passionate about gender, balance, equality, multicultural awareness in himself, in his marriage, and family, in the world. His sacred mission is to awaken the sacred masculine and feminine in mind, body, spirit, soul, in men, women, couples. Dene can be reached at www.suncoaching.guru. Dene.
Charlie stands on the street corner, tall, lanky, cruelly handsome. His dark wavy hair is slicked back in a duck's ass, pompadour drooping strategically over his forehead. His white t-shirt is tight to his skinny torso, arms sinewy, muscular, street tough. He wears tight blue dungarees, rolled up cuffs, white socks, black keds. He carries a short black satin jacket with pink piping, the word halos written across the back. Too hot to wear and too cool to leave at home. It is summertime, 1956. New York dead-end street kids, and we are the coolest motherfuckers in town. I am 9 years old. My father works in a factory down by the river. The men in the neighborhood are mechanics, laborers, World War II vets. They drink, they're violent, and the shit rolls downhill onto these streets. I like hanging out with the older guys on the corner. They smoke Luckies, some weed when they can get it from the colored boys, and pass the bottle, singing the new rock and roll music, hustling girls, talking shit. It is the summer of my initiation into the Halo Street Gang. They matched me with a kid named Billy Moran. Billy's a year older than me. He's a bully, and he likes to pick on me. I'm small and wiry, fast feet, faster mouth. Most times I can talk my way out of shit with Billy, but when I can outrun him. By the time we catch up the next day, Billy's forgotten. He's not very smart. It is Saturday. The match is scheduled for 7 p.m. After dinner, I make my way out of the apartment, down the stairs, across the street to the schoolyard. About halfway down the stone steps, there's an alcove, out of view of the passers-by. Roof overhang protects it from the rain. Perfect place for Halo's business. I get to the entrance to the den, and Charlie is standing there. Charlie the Greek is the captain of the Halos and the toughest cat in the neighborhood. One time I saw Fat Jimmy give Charlie some shit about the Greeks. Charlie kicked his ass up and down the block. He even bit Jimmy in the cheek, drew blood. Jimmy ran home screaming. Nobody fucks with Charlie. He motions for me to take a seat on the bench. I sit, I take a breath. I'm not scared, but I got butterflies in my stomach. The truth is I don't like getting my pretty face messed up. And besides, if I rip my dungarees or get them too dirty, my mother will give me all kinds of shit. She doesn't like that I hang out with these guys. She thinks I'm better than them. My father doesn't say much. He knows boys need toughening up. After a while, the guys start rolling in, laughing, singing, hand-jiving. A few minutes later, Billy walks in with his older brother, Butch. They sit opposite me. They're grim-faced. I look at Billy. He doesn't look back. I know he's a chicken shit at heart, and I can take him. I think of Crazy Horse, Prince Valiant, the Lone Ranger. I feel courageous. After all the guys arrive, Charlie gets up, walks to the center of the circle. Everybody gets quiet. Charlie looks around and says, "We all know why we're here tonight. Little Denny wants entry into the Halos. We know he can play ball and he can sing the doo-wop harmonies. But can he fight? Can he kick some ass? Can he get his ass kicked without running home crying to his mommy? Tonight we'll see if he belongs." Charlie motions for Billy and me to come to the center of the circle. The guys push the benches and the chairs back against the wall, the ring of battle made ready. My heart is pounding. My breath is shallow. I can feel blood pulsing through my veins. But all I can see is Billy's ugly fucking face. Charlie barely steps back, and I'm up in Billy's shit. I grab him by his dirty blonde hair and pull him down. We fall to the concrete. I bang my knee going down. Billy falls underneath me. He lets out a gasp. I can smell his stinky breath. We scramble and wrestle on the ground looking for control. Billy starts swinging. He hits me in the head a couple of times. I'm immune to the pain. I get my right knee up over his leg, and I inch my fists and my elbows up onto his body. Billy keeps swinging. I turn my face into his belly, keep my face out of view. I inch harder using all my strength. I get my left forearm and push it into his chin, and then I push it right down into his throat. He raises his hands. Bam! Bam! I hit him in the stomach. His breath comes out. He lowers his hands. I push further up onto his body. I got my arm down in his neck, and I got free rein at his head. And I start pounding away. Bam! 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 Like a jackhammer. I keep hitting him in the head, hitting him in the chin, hitting him in the face. I can't stop hitting him. And then I land one right in his nose. Bang! And the blood comes trickling down his nostril. In that moment, I remember seeing my grandfather sprawled out on the floor the other night, felled by my father's punch. Blood in his face, blood on his white shirt. I hide in the shadows, trembling. All I want to do is go over and put my arms around my poppy. I want to comfort his pain. I look down at Billy, I see the blood, and suddenly this big ball of tears comes rising up out of my belly, up behind my heart, heading up to my eyes. I choke them back. I hear the guys screaming. They're thirsty for more blood. I look down at Billy. His hands are up over his face. His body's limp. I can't hit him anymore. I get up off his body, and I go sit on the bench next to Charlie. He pats me on the back. I'm indifferent to his acknowledgement. The circle is silent. They're all looking at me. I sense that I've won this fight tonight and probably entry into the Halos. Still, I've come face to face with my demon that I can feel another guy's pain. And my weakness is that I care, even about Billy. I hang my head. All I can feel is fear and shame. I've learned some hard lessons this night. That if you're a guy on these streets and you want to belong, there's some things you got to watch out for. Always hide what is soft inside. Never let them see that you give a shit. And the most important, never, ever let them see you cry. I choke hard. I swallow again. And I swallow for a very long time. Years later, from deep inside my body, this torrent of tears will arise and explode out of me. First as rage, and then wave after wave of grief. And sometimes, thankfully, the tears still come. Thank you.
The San Miguel Storytellers is a non-profit organization intent on bringing back the oral tradition of storytelling to San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. If you would like to make a donation, volunteer, or get more information, visit sanmiguelstorytellers.com.